Did you make yourself host, Nicole? Thank you. All right. Good morning, beautiful beings. First of all, anything anybody want to say before I put you on mute? Not one person saying I love you. All right, that's all right. That's okay.
Good morning. Now you're gonna get
Good morning.
Oh, you guys are cute.
Hi, Beth.
All right.
Find you.
All right. All right. I love you too. Okay. Okay. So thank you for your response. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. I got it. You know what it is? This block is like a, can I have a better block? Hold on, you guys. I'm with you. I'm here. Promise. Thanks. Okay, I got it. Okay. Okay, first of all, good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful, beautiful ones. I want to do an incredible shout out to my teachers that are graduating. Ken's here. Who else is here? Jackie's here. Jen Knight is here. Who else? See if I catch everybody. So shout out to my, oh, Linda's here. Thank you, Linda. There you are. To my beautiful teachers that are graduating today. We are doing part in the studio and part virtual. That was our decision, and I'm so proud of them. So dedicating this morning, this day to them for all the incredible work that they've done this year, and having to, as we always do as yoga teachers, have to adapt to whatever's in front of us. And so they did an incredible job at adapting to what we needed to this year. So big shout out to them and their beauty and their grace. And to let you guys know that if it was of interest to you, starting in September for our new teacher training, we will be doing it primarily online because that is the world we're in right now. And we're actually very excited about that. So if that's of interest to you, please reach out to me and we will talk about that. So I've been working with this wonderful thought that my teacher Manorama was speaking about this past week. And I'm going to take it a little further and a little further today. But it is the idea of why we meditate, you know, why it is that we as yogis meditate, and that some might see that as escaping from the world, right? As we can't face the world, so we move into that place of meditation, not to deal with what's happening in the world, but that's quite the opposite. We meditate so that we can move into ourself and feel that place of a deep grounding, not only grounding within ourselves, but grounding within our cosmic consciousness, within our connection to what's called Brahman, or the ultimate consciousness. And that when we have our connection to that place, when we connect to the ultimate place of love, that we cannot come back into this body and into this mind and hurt anyone or do any harm to anyone, because we've connected to that universal love. And so it's beyond important for us to do this work of meditating, beyond important for us to do this work of pranayama and movement, physical movement, because this allows us to stay in this body, in this mind, which is this gift of human existence, but that we continue to connect back to what it is, that we remember that we are all connected, we're all interwoven in this energy. And there's the beautiful teaching of the Bodhisattva, right, the Buddhist teaching, that the enlightened ones, they return over and over into this human body, so that they can continue to do their work to help others, help themselves, help others, specifically the enlightened beings, coming back to help others to be set free. And the idea is until, and really think about this, you guys, this has really been an incredible mantra for me this week. Until all beings are free, I will do my work. Until all beings, right, feel that sensation of love and support, I will do my work. It is not enough, right? It's not enough just to say, oh, my family, oh, my community. No, until all beings can be free, until all beings can have that sense of knowing that we all are in this together, that there's not one person that will be left behind, or one animal that's left behind, or Mother Nature that's left behind. And in that kind of a commitment that we make, in that kind of a promise that we make, our work becomes so big, but that's why we're here. That's the point of our existence. And I always go back to that idea, and it's a silly story, but I love it so much. And the story is about the Swami and the prostitute, right? And it's a great story. Some of you have heard it before. Raise your hand if you've never heard the story of the Swami and the prostitute. All right, it's a good one. It's a really good one. So once upon a time, there was a Swami who lived on this side of the lake, and a prostitute that lived on this side of the lake. And every morning, the prostitute would wake up and look over the lake, the water at the Swami, and just be like, oh, what a beautiful man. What a beautiful man. What a beautiful man. What a beautiful man. Right? And every morning, the Swami would wake up and look over the lake at the prostitute and say, what an evil woman. What an evil woman. What a terrible woman, what she does. It just happens that the two of them die at the same time. They meet at the pearly gates of heaven, opens the door of the pearly gates, and the doorkeeper says to the prostitute, come on in. Says to the Swami, you're not allowed in. And the Swami's like, what are you talking about? I dedicated my whole life to these practices. He said, listen, what you are sending out is love to the world. Right? What you're sending out is love for all beings. That's what matters. Every day she woke up and sent love to you, even though this was her life and this is what she needed to do to continue to stay alive and feed herself and feed her family. This is what she did. But what you did was you sent the energy of hate, of horribleness that she did. That's the difference. It's the energy that we put out there. And one of the things that we keep learning is the more we send love, the more we do love, and the more we be love, then that's elevating the world. So I want to start with something that actually Suzanne did on her Friday morning class. Suzanne teaches at 8 a.m. and she does a Jin Shin Jitsu class, which is so beautiful. It's a yoga class. They still move, but it's also based a lot on energy. So I'm going to show you. I want you to take your hands underneath your armpits like you're hugging yourself. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to find your heart. And I want you to breathe into it. It is very, very clear that when we send love from our heart to another being, when you connect your heart to another being, that they will feel the vibration. Their heart will expand because your mind is in your heart and you're thinking of them. So for just a moment, bring to your heart something that you want to expand. Someone, many ones, whatever it is for you today, because each one of us are on a pretty emotional roller coaster. Bring into your heart the vibration of someone or many ones and breathe that space for a moment. Until all beings are free, I will do my work. Until all beings are loved, I will do my work. I will return again and again. Breathe into your heart. Feel someone or many ones. And know that this matters. There's so many other things that I know many of you are doing, all of us are doing, and that's important. We come back to meditate, so when we go out to the world to protest or to do whatever it is that's in our hearts to do, we do it with peace. And we do it in a way that creates and elevates more love in the world, not hate. For just another moment, breathe into this space. Know that it matters. Know that you matter. All beings everywhere. Until they're free, we have work to do. And then draw your hands together at your heart center. Again, a very cohesive mudra where the hands come together. There's a unity. There's a place where we unite. And we're going to do 9 rounds of Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Whereas the goddess Durga, she helps us to protect that sacred space, right speech, right understanding, right action. So join me as you're ready. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. 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 And then one Om, deep breath in. Om. Release the hands and open the eyes. Good. Come onto your hands and knees, please. And begin to move in cat and cow. Arch and curl. Breathe in and breathe out. This is an extremely meaningful time, powerful time of great transformation, which can only mean that there will be pain. There's always pain in transformation because things look different. You know, we hold on to things that actually don't serve us because they're familiar. So as we shift, the Aquarian age is the shift. When I was laughing, with quite a few of my teachers, it's like, what did we think this was going to look like? Just because we're yogis, we thought the Aquarian age, moving into this age of more love and more service, we were going to think it was going to be easy because we practice yoga. Ha, ha, ha. Not easy. But we have the tools to sit and to practice deep meditation on breath and the ultimate truth, the ultimate love. Press yourself all the way back now into child's pose. Unless the entire world is happy, I can really not be completely happy. It's impossible. I can be happy unless the entire universe is happy. Happiness. I have work to do. Walk your upper body to the right, please. And breathe deeply. Breathe sweetly. Really send tons of love into yourself. Love yourself. My son wrote this beautiful mantra. We're gonna chant it today in teacher training graduation as a gift. And then I'll let you guys hear it afterwards. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Go to the other side. And it really is about that until everyone has happiness. Until the entire universe feels love. Then I have work to do. Breathe deeply here, long and deep. And then come back to center. Downward facing dog. And you can move by bending the knees. Even by bending the elbows. I like that when you bend the elbows. I call it crooked, right? Where you allow yourself to become crooked, because all of us are crooked. Right? All of us have these places that are not quite up and down and side to side, right? And that's the way the universe works, and that's the way the universe likes it. It likes to have those ways to flow through all the nooks and crannies of yourself. Good. And then I want you to look forward, and I want you to stretch your right arm forward and your left leg back. Right arm forward, left leg back. Navel in, pull your navel in. Lift your rib cage. Look forward. It's okay if you're falling, right? You don't win the award for not falling. And change sides. So in saying that, let your face get a little lighter. Relax your face. Relax your eyes. On the second side now. I know. I know. Good. And then lower that down. Good. Go ahead and walk your feet up to your hands, please. Standing forward, bend. Make sure your feet are pointing straight ahead. Your heels are behind your second toes. And then bend your knees here. In our asana practice, we also want to connect to that grounding feeling. What are we grounding ourselves in? Support, love, service. And so you feel the floor beneath you as it rises up to meet the feet, and as you spread the toes, and as you draw the navel in and relax your face. Good. And then keep your knees even more bent. Walk your hands up to your thighs. And then I want you to inhale and look forward. I want you to exhale and round. And as you round, I want you to pause here at the end of the exhale and just pump your navel in and out. And then when you need to, I want you to inhale again. Inhale. I want you to exhale again. I want you to round on the exhale. And then I want you to pull the navel in and out. So there's no breath when you're doing that. And continue like that. And I've been really clear, like our teachings, and I'm with this, I'm with you on this too. Like I've been practicing for over 20 years. I've been teaching for over 20 years. And, you know, we learn about earth and we learn about water, and we learn about fire and all these elements that are within us, right? And yay, that's such a great, interesting idea. I don't think it's more important. I think it's more, I don't, how do I say it without saying the negative? It's so important for us to connect with that right now. So connect with that fire center. Feel that fire center as you're pumping your navel. Feel that water center as you're dropping into your pelvis. And feel that air and light center as you're lifting up into your upper energies through the heart, through the throat. Good. Now bow forward, standing forward, bend. And then send your left leg back behind you, way back. Make sure your right knee is on top of your ankle. And then do hip circles here. Both hands can come inside. Your foot's on the floor, Lilybell. Back foot is on the floor. Yep. And then do hip circles here. Both hands inside. You could do little figure eights here if you'd like. And you're breathing. Good. Now come to stillness for a moment. Make sure that knee is on top of that ankle. Kick that, I shouldn't say kick, make sure your back thigh is lifted a lot, you guys. So powerful back leg, that's it, Jen. And then clasp your hands behind your back and bow here. You're already almost there. Just clasp your hands. Have those, that's it, Sue. Yep, keep those, get those shoulders to draw closer towards your ears. Keep that knee bent. One way to stay in balance here is squeeze your legs toward each other. So even though you're kicking that back thigh high, that's it, Alana. Touch down, hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Nice reaching. Inhale forward to plank. Pause. Feel how powerful you are, you guys. The power of Durga, sustaining energy. And then back to downward facing dog. Hips high to the sky. Welcome back, Beth. Left foot forward. Make sure the knee is on top of the ankle, hands inside. And again, hip circles or figure eights. Don't think about what's coming up, right? Just arrange yourself right here, right now. Practice that loving awareness here. As you move through the hips, think of watery. Think of fluidity. Think of breath. Nice, Lori. And then come to stillness. Clasp your hands behind your back. Make sure that back thigh is nice and lifted. Shoulders, yes. So if your shoulders feel like you're about to break, bend your elbows, get crooked. That's it, Jen. Pell those shoulders up towards your ears and then take the arms up and over. Nice, Audrey. Touch down, downward facing dog. Forward to plank. Good, pause. Nowhere to go. And then lower down slow to your belly and stay. Good, come up to Sphinx pose. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Yep. Nice, Tatiana. Good, pull the navel in, but let your heart lean forward. Pull the navel in, but let your, nice, Ronnie, yep. Now tuck your toes under and lift your hips up. So your forearm, plank pose. Nice, yep. Good, friend. And that power of your navel to sustain. Good, lower those hips back down. Slide your hands back towards your rib cage. Come on up to Cobra, inhale. Maybe open your mouth, stick out your tongue if you'd like. Downward facing dog. Nice breath. Yolana, Katrin. Good, step your right foot forward. Walk to the left till you come to the center of your mat. Good, and then I'd like you to do figure eights here. So bend one knee and sweep to the side. You can hold opposite elbows or have your hands on the floor, whatever feels better for you. Remember that sense that comes from your heart. Never diminish what it means to come into your heart. Think of other beings, of those that are suffering. And never think it's less than to come into your heart when you're suffering. And allow yourself to feel that same sense of bathing in the heart. Good, now come back to stillness. Clasp your hands behind your back. Take your arms up and over any amount. Do not shortchange yourself here. Bend your elbows, shrug your shoulders towards your ears, get all the space you can. That's it, Roz. And then take the arms up and over any amount. Good, Susan. Nice, Ken. Good, hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. Marjorie, turn your feet in slightly and then out a little bit. And then come into a nice high squat. Good, inhale your arms up to the sky, interweave your palms and press your palms straight up. Nice, Nancy. Feel the spine get longer, but your pelvis sink deeper. Lori, that looks great. Go super low. Now squeeze your pelvic floor, Lorna. Squeeze that pelvic floor, Valerie. Dana. Roz, you're upright here. You're upright. So yeah, there you go. That's it, Alana. Good. Stay another breath. You're squeeze that pelvic floor. Good. Straighten those legs. Beautiful. Release the arms. And then turn your right foot to the front of the mat. Make sure your left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Virabhadrasana 2. Hi, Susan. Hi, Robin. Vera 2, Susan T. So yeah, there you go. Good. Turn your palms face up. Get light, but allow the pelvis to sink deep. Good. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Reach up. At least that. Good. Now I want you to reach your arms back out to the letter T and take your right hand down to the floor inside of your right foot. And just reach your left arm straight up to the sky. Right arm inside. So Jen Knight, all the way inside, right? Yeah, there you go. And squeeze your knee and squeeze your arm together. And then push your right sit bones wide, or sit bone wide, or push your right inner thigh wide. So you're using your arm to create that space. You could even look down. Good. Touch down to the floor, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Pause. Lower all the way down to your belly sphinx. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Drag your heart forward, but pull your navel in so you have a little rounding in your back. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up. And breathe. Try not to get caught in the mind here. It can be hard. Lily Bell, your elbows are on the floor if you can. If you can, your elbows are on the floor. Yeah. Good. Lower your hips back down. Slide your hands back towards your rib cage. Rise up into cobra. Press back. Take it into child's pose for one breath. And then rise up, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, Virabhadrasana 2. Turn your palms face up and breathe, Linda. Nice. Yeah. Turn your palms face up and breathe. Miss Allison. Ah, Lydia. Maybe even open your mouth and breathe. Good. And then I want you to inhale your arms up to the sky. Get a lot of space there. And then exhale, let your left arm come down inside your left knee. Right arm to the sky. Squeeze the knee, squeeze the arm. Make space, Ronnie. So push that hip back and wide. Breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful breath here. Exhale, release down. And I believe it's downward facing dog. Good. Inhale to plank. Vashisthasana, right hand holds you. Stack your left leg on top of your right, or drop your bottom knee. Those of you who have straight legs, I want you to lift your left leg up to the sky. Lift it up and then squeeze energetically then back toward each other. And then get crooked. Bend your right knee. Just bend it in towards your chest. And then lower back down, downward dog. What? That was way one too many, Cheryl. I hear what you're saying. Plank pose. Left hand holds you, Vashisthasana. You got to draw that shoulder blade onto your back, but then push through the hand. And then lift your top leg. If you have your knee on the floor, stay in that place and breathe. Good. Now bend your knee in towards your chest. Hug it in. Good. And then lower it back. Nice, Veronica. Lower it back down, downward facing dog. Hi, Judy Porter. Good. Come on down to those knees. Press back into child's pose. If you don't want to go into child's pose, right? Some of us are, you know, I don't know. We want to keep the heat going. Then feel free to go into Virasana, sit on your heels or between your heels. Or stay in down dog. That's totally fine. You know, the teachings of Vedanta is I am the body and mind, and I am beyond the body and mind. I have a body and mind, but I'm beyond the body and mind. But can we become very clear what it feels like? We have to do the work to have that sensation of being beyond the body and mind, and then we associate with that bigger picture, that cosmic love, that cosmic consciousness, and then we come back into this body and mind, and we work with that, right, as our baseline. Downward facing dog, please. Step your right foot forward, please. You're in a low lunge here. Take your right hand inside your right knee. Now start to work your right hand underneath, or your right arm underneath your right knee, and then drop your head. As you drop your head, draw your shoulder forward. Push your shoulder into that knee. So you're actually moving your body forward, and you're using that resistance. So that right hand can go on the other side of, how do I say this, on the baby toe side of your foot. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And then you're going to push your back thigh nice and high. Yeah, drop your head, Michelle. Drop your head. Michelle, even move your foot a little bit more to the right. That might help a little bit. Yeah. And you get that sensation of it's deeply under the shoulder. Good. And then release, downward facing dog. Split, take that right leg back and up behind you. Bring your heel to your butt. Feel free to open up that hip. Gorgeous. And then step that right foot forward, open up Virabhadrasana 2 again, second warrior. Oh, good. Nice, Lisa. Gorgeous, you guys. All right, bring that right hand back inside of your right foot. So right hand onto the floor, left arm straight up to the sky again. Push. Inside, push. So I really want you to get that sensation of taking that right seat wide, opening through that right seat. Now push your left inner thigh higher. Get your left butt to go a little bit higher. Beautiful, you guys. Now, some of you can start to bind here, dropping your left arm behind your back. Some of you want to get a strap in a moment. You don't have to do it now. Yeah, Lilybell. You can even drop your head here if you'd like. Gorgeous. Release your hand down, downward facing dog. Forward to plank. Lower down to your belly. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, Sphinx pose. And breathe. Breathe. Very emotional time because things are changing. The veils are getting thinner and thinner. No longer are we doing things the way we used to do things. And there's going to be pain involved in that. This was the teachings. It was very clear. Things are shifting. And if we don't shift with these times, if we don't shift with these energies, then we will suffer. Lift your hips up, please. Maybe do a forearm Vashisthasana, so turn your right arm kind of slightly in and stack your left leg on top of your right. Or maybe take your top leg and lift it up to the sky. And then lower down and try the other side. And again, any variations on this, right? Maybe you just take your hips up just a little bit. Maybe you play with what that feels like to lift and lower. And then lower back down, downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Unless you're having wrist stuff, be aware of clenching your fists. Right. Left foot forward, veer two. That's something we tend to do is we clench fists or clench jaws to create some inner strength. And I don't know that that's necessary. So I'm trying to work in your hips. I'm trying to work in your pelvis to release more deeply and in your shoulders. So I'm doing a double whammy today. So take your left arm inside your left knee, although usually all parts we work, but specifically shoulders and hips here. Right arm straight up to the sky. And now I'm doing some inner work, which I can't even see you doing, which is phenomenal that I can see what I can see that you're doing. But the inner work that you're doing right now is you're pushing your shoulder, you're pushing your knee. Oh, do we even do the other side on lunge? Okay. And then take that knee, take that shoulder, give it that wonderful resistance as you get your left inner thigh to go wider, wider. I'm gonna catch us up in a minute, so don't worry. Get that left inner thigh. And now scoop your low belly a lot. Push your sit bones wide a lot. Touch down, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Vinyasa of choice or none. Breathe it. Breathe it. And maybe you have to over breathe it. That's okay. Maybe you have to over breathe it. That's okay, you guys. Our breath is there to help us catch up with what life is giving us. Left foot forward, please. Stay in that lunge. Bring your left arm inside of your left knee. Walk your left hand to the baby toe side. I'm catching up now. The left arm is inside, Susan, inside the knee. Yep. Yep. Here's another fun thing you can do. You can take your left thumb and first finger and cup your ankle and push your ankle back into your hand, but keep sending that left sit bone wide. Drop your head, Ronnie. Ronnie, can you tack your left hip crease back more? Left hip crease. Yes. Good, good, good. Yep. Breathe here, navel in, powerful breath in your kidneys here, you guys. Nice, Lori, Jackie, good. Yep. One more deep breath here. Deep breath here, deep breath here. And release, downward facing dog. Good, walker jump to squat. Oh, good, Marjorie. Yeah, I'm just leaving everything out today. Just everything. Yeah, dog split opening up. Sorry, you guys. Right into that squat. You won't leave feeling imbalanced, I promise. You just will leave going, she's losing it, but that's okay. It's all right. Good, lay on your back, please, and come into happy baby pose. Widen your knees, draw your shins toward each other. Breathe in as you press your low back into the floor. Good, now turn your feet slightly wide and place your hands behind your head. So it's like you're in an upside down frog. Draw your navel in and then lift your head, neck, and chest up. Squeeze through that exhale up and then inhale, lower back down. Squeeze through that exhale up, navel in, and come on down. Do that a couple more times, please. Keep those shins activated, those feet flexed. Good. One more like that. Good. Now take your legs wide like letter V. Flex your feet. Keep your head on the floor for a minute. Keep your hands behind your head. And then make your legs, ask your legs to do little circles. It's really fun. My son took my Kundalini class on Thursday. He's like, I was not ready for that, but he loved it. Not ready for that. Gorgeous. And then hug your knees into your chest. Now take your legs straight up to the sky and your arms straight up to the sky. And then I want you to rotate your wrists and rotate your ankles. Keep your navel drawn in. It's nice to feel the back ribs connecting to the floor, which helps really strengthen that middle back. Good. And then bend your knees, plant your feet on the floor, and release your arms down. Now, just bring your right knee into your chest, but keep your left knee bent. Half happy baby here. Reach for your, did I say right? Yes, reach for your right foot. The trick here, you guys, or one of the tricks, is to widen your knee, but draw your shin in, and then feel the inner thigh widen. And then I want you to start to work your right shoulder inside so another way to say that is work your right knee over your shoulder and lift your head up slightly. So you're doing the same thing you did upside down, or the other way when you were in lunge. And it's a little wiggle, like it's a little getting to feel where you can move without forcing anything, never forcing an asana, just feeling and moving and expanding and contracting, and then release that down. And release the head down. So both knees are bent, both feet are planted, and breathe deeply into the belly. And then try the second side. Bring your left knee up. Half happy baby. You can just feel that here, that breath here. And then begin to do that same work. Start to lift up the head and draw the shoulder underneath the knee. It doesn't matter where it goes, right? Every little bit of work that we do matters. So just a little bit, little bit, little bit. Beautiful. And then you release that back down as well. And then hug your knees into your chest. Good, roll all the way back up. See if you can come up into squats. And then step back, downward facing dog. Good, step your right foot forward. Bring your left leg to the sky, standing split. Watch that standing knee. Make sure it's not falling to the center of your mat, and make sure you're not locking your shin back. So one way to do this, again, become crooked. Bend your right knee, widen your right knee slightly out to the right. And then when you push that leg to straight, push it through your thigh. Keep your shin forward. Shin forward. Push your thigh to straight. Keep your shin forward. Good, and then go ahead and take your right arm up to the sky. Right arm up. Twisting Ardha Chandrasana. Make sure your leg that's in the sky is flexed, so there's this real feeling of, and actually as I say that, see that there's a feeling of engaging, but don't overly engage. Watch that shoulder that's up in the sky, pull it more towards your ear. That's it, Beth, nice. Touch down, downward facing dog. Beautiful, you guys. Take it through vinyasa of choice or none. Susie, you're inside today. Good, when you're ready, left foot steps forward. Right leg to the sky. Good, and then twisting Ardha Chandrasana, left arm to the sky. You're breathing. Again, that sense of flexing that, like the foot that's in the sky, but don't overflex it. And then bring everything to the front of the mat, standing forward, bends. Beautiful, you guys. Place your hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. Relax your arms alongside of you. Close your eyes. Nice, Lydia. Close your eyes. It's great confusion, right? First of all, what is the world doing and what is my part in it? We don't run away from the world by meditating. We move into that place of strength and commitment. We ground ourselves in the knowledge of who we truly are, and then we come into the world to do the work of peace and love. When your eyes are open, go ahead and hug your left knee into your chest. And take your left ankle on top of your right knee. And sit back to chair. Clasp your hands behind your back. Lift the head of those shoulders and lean forward. Flex that foot again. Don't overflex it, but flex it. Yep, that's it, Michelle, to protect that knee. Reach down, grab, lift that knee and that foot, rise up. You guys got it. Place that foot into your right hand, send it into half frog out to the side. What? Left hand, left foot. Take your left hand on your left foot and take it into half frog. Lean forward as if you're going to fall forward and shoot that left inner thigh back and wide. And then see if you can go ahead and take that leg out as straight as you can. If not, keep it bent. That's totally cool. And then bring it back in and release. Good. Right ankle on top of left knee. Sit back to chair. Remember to flex that foot. Yep, there you go. Clasp your hands behind your back. Remember, you're working with this beautiful spine, the energy flowing through your spine. So as you lean forward, squeeze your spine, pull your navel in, lengthen the sides of your throat. Lift those arms up if you can. And then walk your hands forward as they lift up the knee and the foot. And then place the right foot in the right hand. Lean forward as you send that right butt cheek way back. Scoop the low belly a lot. And then maybe take that right leg further out to the right, maybe not. And release that back down. Gorgeous, you guys. And then take a seat, please. Bring the soles of your feet together. You might want a blanket underneath your seat. That's up to you. And enjoy your breath here. Enjoy your breath. Good. Can you wiggle, to actually take your arms forward and wiggle your butt back, like you have the answer to that. And maybe your hands rest in front of you. Maybe your hands stay on your ankles, but the trick is don't lift your baby toes, root them down. Breathe deeply, please. Really nice, you guys. Then walk your hands back in and come into a comfortable cross-legged seat. And then I want you to lift your left foot up. Lift your left foot up. And maybe draw it into your right elbow crease. Maybe just keep it in front of you and do a little rocking from side to side. So either your elbow's holding the foot or your hand is holding the foot. Good, and then start to send, it's your left knee out to the left and start to draw it onto your shoulder again. Same thing you did when you were lying down. So don't worry, like there's nothing that I want you to achieve here. I'm just bringing you through a little, I'm wandering with you. That's all I'm doing. We're taking a little wander. Good, and then maybe that left hand comes down to the floor. Yeah, Beth, maybe you stay right there. That's really great. And what I like here is, if you see Veronica, she's just moving side to side, even though she's really got her hand down, she's playing. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Really nice. And then if you would like to, here's the fun part. Listen, I want your bottom ankle to lift up and put it on top of your top ankle. Bottom ankle on top of your top ankle. That's it, Ronnie, but you got to lean forward, Ronnie. Good, and then maybe lift your butt for a second. Maybe. A little crooked pose. Good. Or just watch Veronica. Anything, that's also very doable. Okay, come on down. Good. Beth is clapping for you. All right, let's go to the second side. So we're just going to start by taking the right shin in front of you, maybe placing it into the elbow crease. And just going side to side here, like you're rocking a baby. Side to side, like you're rocking a baby. And then just slowly start to take that arm inside, right? Again, we're just playing. We're taking the arm inside. Maybe we're laying that right hand on the floor and trying to inch that knee up onto that shoulder a little bit more. Exactly, Jen Knight. We're just playing. We're just kind of rolling side to side, which truly that hip gets that little roll. That's going to feel good. Now, one of the parts here is that inner thigh needs to still move back and wide. So maybe even lift up that butt cheek and send it back. And that helps you lean forward. And then maybe if you'd like, take your bottom ankle and lift it up and place it on top of the ankle that's in the sky. You squeeze those two together. When you squeeze them together, it allows those hips to maybe lift off the floor. With Ashtavakrasana, when she turns it out to the side like that, crooked pose. That's it, Ruchi, nice. And then lower that all the way back down. Very good. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Shake out your legs. Roll your wrists. Maybe even clasp your hands together and make some figure eights with your wrists. Beautiful. And then go ahead and lower back down onto your back again. Bend your knees, plant your feet. And just breathe into your belly for a moment. And taking it up into bridge pose. If you're ready, lift those hips up, clasp your hands underneath you, lift your chin up, sides of the throat nice and long. Ashtavakra Gita. It speaks about our inner wisdom. Our inner wisdom has nothing to do, that's not true exactly. I was going to say our inner wisdom has nothing to do with the way our bodies look, but that's not true. We do really create through many karmas what this body and mind are going to do in this lifetime. But our wisdom, right, our spiritual wisdom in our bodies You come here with a distinct purpose. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. But I have this body and I have this mind, and it's been created from my karmas so that I can do specifically the work I came here to do. So may I do that work well. May I return over and over again to meditate. I connect with that cosmic consciousness. Go ahead and lower those hips back down and breathe. I'm going to offer you shoulder stand. I did earlier in the week, I was doing a private with someone and I did legs up the wall. And I have not done legs up the wall for myself for a very long time and it felt amazing. So if you have a wall nearby and you'd prefer to do legs up the wall, go ahead and find that wall. Otherwise, take it into shoulder stand. Take those hips high to the sky. Lots of options here. You can put a block underneath your sacrum and bring your legs up. You can just take your legs up and not lift your hips. So shoulder stand or any variation. And if you just do not want to lift your legs, bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees drop wide and breathe. Nice, Sue. Yep. Breathing deeply here. You're in shoulder stand and you'd like to take plow, feel free to do that. And very slowly come on down. I think I need to change. It's actually my battery. Should I try to change computers or should I end it earlier? Yeah. All right, you guys. And then relax your legs out, please. Maybe turn your head from side to side. Let everything completely relax. Chant Om Doom Durgaye Namaha. We ask for protection, for right understanding, right action, right speech. We meditate so that we can ground ourselves in the knowledge of the universe. And that we too can return to this world until all beings are free. Maybe continue to remember that breathing into the heart and thinking of someone else or many other beings, that vibration works. And then when we sit in our heart with authenticity and truth, because we've moved through this meditation, we've moved into this cosmic heart that we know it to be pure. We sit in our own heart that's connected with that cosmic heart, and we think of other beings. We want happiness, peace. We want to see that all beings everywhere are able to live in a world that holds them and supports them. You can do that and then do every other thing that your soul is asking you to do. But don't negate how important it is to be in your heart, to love. And like many of our teachers here at Naturally Yoga, first thing they've been talking about is do the work yourself. Where there's hatred, find hatred in you. Where there's violence, find the violence that remains inside of you. Do that work. Go ahead and begin to stretch the body in any way that serves you well. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll all the way up to sit. We're going to end with the sound of Om instead of the full mantra. I have a little less battery today than I forgot my little cord. You're not surprised with everything else I forgot today. Bring your hands together to your heart center. I love you guys so, so deeply. Inhale for the sound of Om. Release your hands. Open your eyes. Thank you guys so, so, so much.
Thank you, Cheryl. Bye.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Cheryl. I
Thank you,
love
Cheryl.
you.
Thank you.